Yeah, today, as introduction, I will try to present to you three kind of projects that I am bringing on from few years. The first one is, of course, that one that more respect my my identity, that is linked to the idea of the create a gallery from a long time ago. I'm coming from Rome. I was based in Rome from a long time, and I started a project in 2008 in Rome that was a collaborative project, like an association open to different curatorial kind of languages. I was starting to bring new languages in Rome during that period that was very, very complex, because it was during the first crisis, economic crisis, post-Lehman Bank. And so that was very complicated to start a project of art, of contemporary languages in Rome a few years ago. After that, I moved myself to Turin in 2012. And in 2012, I arrived in the city because I had done the school, the primary school here in Turin during my infancy. And so I come back to the city that I was considering the most inserted into the European community. Despite in Milan, that is something apart, because Milan is very, very focused on the project, not at the beginning, in my opinion, but when the projects are still running. And so they are very good to make the project bigger. In Turin, there is this, I don't know, because of the history, because of something that I don't know how to translate, but is a question of identity, that Turin has a very, very good community to create new projects that could become bigger outside. That's strange, but it happens. And of course, I'm not talking about Juventus team or something like this, because they are great here, but also outside. But no, what I was saying is about cultural languages and this community that is very, very into the town, the city, the people. And so, I started in 2012. I brought in 2012 this project called CO2 that was in Rome before. And after 2 years, I realized that it wasn't really my personal identity. So in 2015, if I'm not wrong, I opened my own gallery under my own name. And to continue this path, but also to try to develop something bigger with the artist, because some of you knows, if you have a gallery that is considered an art gallery in all sense, is easier to work with the artists, to represent them, to try to bring on projects in and outside the space of the gallery. And I had a physical space in Turin for 5 years, 4.5. And in 2020, so this year, I decided to move on and to start this nomadic project that is still not realized in terms of something physical, but I'm working on it. It should start on 21st of March in Milan, because I'm now living there from 3 years, because question of earth, question of life, of private life. And so I decided to start it there, but I'm not very linked to the city of Milan, because I consider it in this moment in a very, very high spirit, in very, very come si dice, hype, in un momento veramente hype, so quindi it's difficult to try to do something in Milan without a lot of competitors, because you know Milan now is the best place where to develop an art gallery, because you have business, you have clients, you have person that are moving for it, so there is a bigger community than in Turin. But on the other side is not something really interesting for someone that is trying to bring on new languages or emerging artists, or presenting artists from the first step. So sorry, I come back. In 21st of March I should start this. I'm saying should because of this virus. I don't know what happened now. And I should start it in an architectural space to connect my vision to that one of Maurizio, schedule of course. That is, I don't know, most of you doesn't know it, but the architects for sure is known like Cabrutta. That was one of the ugly buildings in Milan during the first 20 years of the first 1920-1919, and it was built by an Italian architect called Giovanni Nunzio, and now is all private apartments and private offices. So it's very difficult to go inside. I have the opportunity to do an exhibition inside there. So the first project of the Nomad Gallery will be inside one of these apartments that will be available for something like a month, with a solo show by an artist from Germany. That was the first artist that opened my gallery in 2015. His name Thomas Kratz. He's a painter, but also working with performance and installation and blah blah blah. And no, what I was saying, this is, in my opinion, will be the next approach to the art gallery as we know. I am not an oppositore, come si dice, not opposite to the art gallery itself, the system. I love it, but in this moment it's very difficult from my vision, from my side, to use the physical space continuously. So have the right strand, the right the right program during the year, because this world is very, very quick because of the internet, because everything is happening outside of the human relationship now. So the web is totally substituting us. I don't know, sorry. And that's it. And so, I decided to jump on to this next level. This is something that I really don't know how will happen. But I'm very curious to know it, and the artists, of course, are following me. I don't know because, but I think because also they can improve themselves in spaces that are not usually open to the public, no? So let's see.
During the period of your gallery in Torino, you had also another space, a sort of public space, a window open all the day, open night. Where you host their open and free project. The last one also gave you some problem, no? Sebastiano Perizze.
Yeah.
So was a space of a sort of real project room.
Yeah, I started this dialogue with young collectors that this. It was a parallel project of the gallery called the Halley. It was like a project room of the gallery into an old vitrine of Turin that was a bookshop before, from the 17th, I think. So the vitrine is very, very old, very, very ancient. So I decided to do something not for the gallery itself, but for the public and for the visitor passing during the day sometimes, because it was an open space just with two vitrines that were, you can imagine like a space open to the public every day, 24 hours a day. And it was realized with the idea to present one artist for one project for each season, so for a project per year. It was nice, but also, yeah, it created a little bit of problems because artists trying to not to present normal artworks or objects for an art gallery. So there was an occasion, for example, that was exhibited a parrot, a dyed parrot into this vitrine, and it created some problems to the people, the animalists that are trying to understand why an artist should exhibit a dyed parrot into a vitrine. So yeah, it was the first problem. The other one was about some drawings by artists from Turin, Sebastiano Pellizzeri, that was presenting a series of sonnets made by drawing, luxury sonnets, sorry, where the figure were in sexual acts between two human, of course, but two men. So was also something not really, I don't know if it was the moment, or not really open to the person that doesn't respect too much this evolution of the system, of the culture, and so there was a problem. They asked to remove it. The police asked to remove the drawings from the vitrine, and yeah, it was just.
Speaking about the system of contemporary art, why did you feel the necessity to create a new kind of art fair? You belong for some years, I remember, to Artissima, you participated to Artissima, and then 1 year you came up with this idea of Dama, settled in a space of the map of a city. Different buildings, you have changed two sites?
Yeah, two sites, yeah. Yeah, Dama was born in 2016 because, yeah, I participated to a lot of art fairs in the past years. Artissima, Mi Art, New York, London. And so I realized that it wasn't really easy for a young gallery, for an emergent gallery, be present and be recognized into a system of more than 200 realities. So
this is Dama, one.
Yeah. This is the last venue. Yeah. This is the last edition. And so I decided with other galleries, friends from outside, that it was the moment to think about new models of fairs. So we started this project called Dama, starting from the identity of the city and thinking about the chess table. So where the pedine, I don't know. Yeah, if you. The pieces of the chess are moving into this table. Ok, sto andando in un discorso che non so tradurre. Scusate. By the way, is important for the project and for us to live in a very small dimension, recreating the relationship between the person working in the system and the visitors, and start a new approach to the art also, because it's not easy for an emergent artist going in deep and in dialogue with this kind of surroundings, because you can imagine, when you have a white cube, you can do everything you want. When you have a baroque ceiling or a wall that is not perfect or as old tapestries, you have to dialogue with it, because otherwise you could be defeated by it. So it was a moment to start also to rethink the proposal. And we decided to present one artist per gallery, so with the big limit if you think about an art fair, because normally when you go outside of your country you want to present most of the things you are representing in that moment. So if you go in an art fair all over the world, you can see different artists in one booth. In this case we are trying to present a very site-specific project, dialoguing totally with the venue and with the history also of the city. And we started it because it was like a challenge for us, and also to try to create a different approach to the art. So
Dama has also a parallel program about life from sound performance. Mm-hmm. And they mentioned, sure. What do you invite independent spaces or tradition to involve?
No, we have tested it in 2018 and 2019 because we had a big space and there was a part of it that was at the starting point of the path. So with a different approach, there was like a white cube, so it was a little bit different. And so we decided to try to invite few spaces that were bringing a program that was very, very close to the art gallery. Not representing artists, but producing the exhibition into their space. And we invited for 2 years one space from Vienna, one from London, one from Milan, and the other one from New York. And so they brought a new production of new artists, and it was interesting for us to have something like a dialoguing with an identity that was not an art gallery recognized in that sense, but also something different. And we have seen that the no-profit spaces in this moment are really creating something interesting also for the art galleries, because the art gallery is not working in the higher level, are still presenting a new production, interesting for the new languages. So there was a very, very close identity to the no-profit spaces and the art gallery. But in this new palace where we are now, for I hope the next 2 years, we have not too much space to continue to create like a dialogue also with no-profit ambitious spaces. So we are rethinking it.
A little story about your project in Toscana.
Sure, I love it. I spent a lot of my young years, infancy years, in a part of Italy that is called Maremma, that is the south of Tuscany, in the most close to Rome, the closer to Rome. And so during the summer is never happening something in terms of something to see, to also for festivals and something like this. So we decided with a friend of mine that has a gallery in Rome to try to do something for that territory, that land, and we decided to create this new project called Hyper Maremma, where the prefix hyper is going to stimulate a little bit this normal identity of the Maremma that is very quiet. You go there to have holidays and to stay looking at the sea. So we decided to open this new project to bring into the nature and also into this some of the historical.
There is a link or something to
Sì,
shows
in realtà questo sito lo stiamo rifacendo. Per immagini dici?
Sì.
Mi mancano. Ci sono forse un po' sul web. And so we started the last summer with the idea to create a new production for open air environment. So also, as Maurizio was saying before, is important, I think, for artists to try to be in touch with the nature, to create a relationship also with something that is not created to host artworks, but also in this sense we are trying to bring new artists or emerging artists, but also artists disappeared, with the idea to create a relationship with the natural environments that we have there. And I would like to talk much more in Italian about this project and the rest, but I know there is the limit. Sorry for my English. Thanks for your attention.